Yo, what's up, LA? This is 2 Cents Sesh. This is Madlene. And we are really happy to have you guys again with us. So today we kind of wanted to give you a little bit of an update on our little art corner that we got going on. These two pieces are from the gallery we just had last Saturday. And isn't this nice? We now have video, y'all. Yay! Why you guys so quiet? You know you're on video now. You guys
we're on video.
I'm just fixing everything over here. So
I was waiting for my introduction.
Okay,
yeah,
right. Wait, you guys want me to introduce you first?
It's fine.
It's fine. Go.
All right.
Just keep going.
All right. Relax. You want to do this?
You're doing good. You're doing good.
Okay, so so there's some pieces in the back that you get for you guys to enjoy. That's our friend Andres's work. It's pretty nice. There's a piece on top of the fridge that I just did at the Espolax hour, and that was very, very fun. And then there's our little stencil for our theme, which was Release the Art, and it was pretty successful. What do you think, Brian?
Yes, I think it was awesome. I think it was one of our most successful shows, and I think we reached our goal. Our goal is to unite the community, unite people from different backgrounds. And yeah, that was a big.
Yeah.
No.
So Crew Native's gonna have monthly galleries. You show up and don't be like Pancho over here, who's a freaking flake who didn't show up because he got too fucked up and gave us the theme of today's podcast, which is that very lovely substance that we all love so very much. We're gonna be talking about drinking. All right, and we're gonna be having this conversation about drinking with the wonderful, the amazing, and I'm going to go left that way. Yes, you can.
Wow. What? My name?
Yeah, fool.
Oh, my bad. It's Willie Vargas. It was too soon. You caught me off guard.
Too soon. She gave you a long introduction. Segue.
Too soon.
Yo.
It's okay.
Yo, you get. You know,
I'll pass. Go. You go.
Yeah,
you go.
It's your boy J-Rock, of course. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You know who it be. That deep voice.
Deep seductive voice.
Yeah.
That deep voice that Irvin likes so much.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Wait.
I'm just firing. But you already know it's Pancho.
Yes.
Oh my God. All right, just that.
Crack a fucking beer bottle over there.
Where are we going here? Where are we going?
We're
lost. It's been like 1 minute
next.
into the show and we're lost already.
Because we've been drinking, no?
Yeah, we're kind of drunk, y'all.
After breaking a bar on his head, then what?
All right, my friends. We just wanted to throw you guys a couple of like interesting alcohol tidbits, little facts. So apparently, many historians attribute civilization to beer. They said that because of the creation of beer, men and women were able to sit down and have conversations and plan these great projects. And even to this day, we know that a lot of business still gets handled over cocktails, right? So yeah, beer can be a great bridge. Have you guys ever had a bridge? Beer ever become a bridge for you guys between you and people?
I've jumped off a bridge for beer, but
what? What is happening in your life, Pancho?
I'm just trying to make it interesting. That's it. All right.
Anyways, the facts aren't interesting enough for you. Sorry.
I'm sorry.
And
love you.
And while it can be positive, we also know that alcohol can be really negative, right?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So, we know that the British...
Why do you quit on me? It's a reference.
I didn't get that reference.
I don't know. What the hell are you talking about?
You ever watch Moral Or?
What the?
Moral
doesn't Dawg swim?
Yeah,
I remember that.
Yeah. Sorry.
The dad is
you,
an
Pancho,
alcoholic.
You recognize this?
And he drinks.
Only we
No,
recognize that.
I don't see TV.
I don't. Is it good? Should I watch it?
Yeah, it's pretty deep.
Funny.
It's really deep.
It's a Christian show.
Yeah, but like it pokes fun at Christianity.
Oh.
But like at the same time, it gives you hope
And
because like you have so much hope for this cat, Moral. Like he's just really he's just hopeful kid.
Exactly.
So everything that literally comes out the Bible, he literally believes it. So he goes out.
That's hardcore.
Yeah.
Well,
You know what?
Only
But
true
his
Christian?
parents and
He's the only
everybody
true
around
That's
Christian in
a
the
true
community?
Christian, bro.
Yeah.
He's a true Christian?
True Christian.
Okay.
Yeah.
That does sound
But, like,
interesting. Though.
That
You
does
know.
sound interesting.
Yeah.
All
I
right,
would
we'll
like
check
to
it
see
out.
that.
Watch.
All right, so back
Dope
to
tip.
alcohol being negative. We know that also, there's British brought it over, and it was one of the contributing factors to why Native Americans, fell to the alcohol substance. They weren't quite sure how to use it or how to drink it, and many of them died from alcohol abuse and continue to this day. So we know that alcohol can be a great bridge or a great destroyer. So today we're going to talk about, stories with alcohol and talk about the positive and the negative, and then wish you all well. Right? So what's our first question, sir?
Well, we can start with the stories.
Stories?
Everyone's little good or bad story.
Okay. Who wants to go first?
Ladies first, though.
La miel. Well, don't you want to do the best for last? No, I'm sorry. No? Gee, you're not even paying attention already. Jesus.
I don't.
They're just interested in the food.
Yes.
Okay, so by the way, also
Crap
for those
cake.
of you who are watching, we have a crepe maker in the house. Hey!
That's drinking.
That's drinking Hennessy.
It's for the crab. For the crabs.
Just to getting you guys in the mood.
Crepes are good.
At 2 cents Sesh.
What we have to work with.
What we have to work with.
Now you guys gotta be patient.
Mhm.
It's gonna be done.
Yeah.
We're not
Anywho.
done with the podcast.
I
You guys
know.
don't eat.
Okay.
I'm just kidding. You guys.
Calm down.
All right. So
You need
yeah,
crap.
how about you start us off with your little story?
My little story.
Big story. Pretty big.
Okay, I'm gonna tell a happy
That's
story.
what she said.
I'm gonna tell a happy story.
Alright, go ahead.
My story is once upon a time, my family and I went to Guatemala, and what most people used to do or still do is when you go to a more developing country, you buy a bunch of alcohol because it's cheaper down there, right? So we bought a shit ton of alcohol, and the good stuff, right? The El Venado and all that stuff.
Right. No
Yeah.
weak. Nothing weak.
Nothing weak, flor de caña,
Right.
like all that stuff, right?
No cranberry juice or apple juice box.
None of that crap.
Nah.
None of that weak shit that you like.
That crap
Oh.
from Guatemala.
All right. Let the
Anyway.
woman speak.
That's America,
He
bro.
didn't even. Anyways, so
Yeah.
and back in the days, what the fuck is going on?
Oh, that's why I hate him so bad.
It's a
But,
Friday.
You're interrupting.
Not focused.
Sorry.
So rude.
Let her continue.
Okay.
Yes. Okay, so back in the days, you can actually carry these bottles in your carry-on, right? So everybody did that because it weighed less to carry it in your.
How many you guys carried?
We had like at least 3 big ass bottles, tall motherfuckers, in our bag, right? Big ones.
Okay. Yeah.
Shut up with the. Anyways, so we had these tall
Yes.
motherfucker bottles in our carry-ons, and we're walking. It's me, my mom, my stepdad, and my uncle. You can hear the eggs just being battered behind me.
That sounds
Continue.
interesting.
Yes, that's a very interesting. Babe, can you do that? As
No,
quietly?
continue,
So
sir.
loud.
Continue.
Okay, so now
Be
we're in
focused,
we're at the terminal. We're about to go.
Edit that out.
Eat those eggs quietly.
He's gonna edit that out.
I'm sorry.
Okay. Continue.
Y'all guys are the worst.
No, he's the one causing everything.
I'm
looking
not
at that
causing
right
anything.
now.
Can't even talk with you guys today. What's going on?
I'm not.
So rude.
Quiet down, Willie.
I
You're gonna
really
walk
wish
home.
I knew how to say beat wells in Spanish.
No, you don't.
So it's very distracting, guys, because the eggs are being beaten behind me. That's
Instead of being the meat, they eat the eggs.
Huevos.
Oh.
Are you guys done?
Yes.
I am. Sorry. Go ahead.
All right.
Okay. So we're at the terminal. We're about to go into this mofo, and then at that moment, the London bombings happened. So they make an announcement. They say, to all passengers, we are no longer allowing passengers to carry alcohol in their carry-on. So everybody dump out your stuff. See?
Yeah.
And so everyone's like, no, like what the hell?
Right.
And they bring up giant trash cans to
Whoa.
the terminals.
Wow.
Sorry, you guys got me on a coughing trip now, because I had to fight for Airtime.
You still look good though.
Yeah.
Continue.
Amazing.
Anyways, that doesn't matter. So
Oh my.
the trash cans are there, and everyone's starting to like slowly throw their stuff away. And then me and my mom look at each other. We're like, "Fuck that! Are we throwing away our alcohol?" And she was like, "Hell no!" And I was like, "Cool." So we looked at each other, and it was like telepathic. We knew what we were gonna do. So the first thing I do is I get up and I'm like, "Who's got a cup? Any cup, anything you got, bring it to me." And some guy had like a thermos. He's like, "Oh, I have a thermos cup." And I was like, "Thank you, sir." We take out our shit and we just start pouring and taking shots. And everyone's like, "Oh shit, yeah." They're like, "Oh, like that's a good idea." So everybody here, everybody in the terminal's like, "Fuck it," and everybody takes them out, and everybody's passing, and we have too much, right? So I'm getting up, I'm pouring drinks for people. Like, here, you want some? Perfect. So all of a sudden, within like a couple minutes, everybody's just throwing around alcohol in this terminal. We're even giving shots to the stewardesses.
Wow.
Everything. Everybody's getting down, right? So all I know is, I don't really recall everything. But what I remember is all of a sudden I see my uncle just lying on the ground, just like, just snoring, just like my stepdad is like over there in a completely opposite space, like having a crazy debate. My mom's fucking laughing. I'm like all over the place, bouncing around, still giving her alcohol.
Wow.
And it was crazy. And then like everybody got onto the plane. Everybody was fucking stinking drunk, like fucking drunk.
You guys made your flight.
Everybody was like talking, la 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 la. And we got into the plane, and my mom's like super drunk, and she's like telling me family secrets that she shouldn't be telling me. She's just like, Mija. She's like, when I die, check the pillows. And I'm just like, what? What the fuck does that mean? And like she's just saying, and a bunch of other shit, and that's it. And then I was like, wait a minute, like what?
Time out.
We're moving on. Anyway, so that's my story. And then everybody, I've never heard a plane just have so many people snoring on it, just snoring.
At least everyone was sleeping
That was the
though.
best fucking ride ever.
Yeah, really.
Out like a light.
Yeah, that's my alcohol story.
All right. Well, you know what?
That's why I said,
real
don't you want the
You
best
literally
laugh?
made it
I told
easier
you.
for people to travel. You made it easier. You prefer.
You know what?
Gave a service.
Now that we're like, now that you said your story, there is someone here that doesn't drink.
Oh,
Yeah, you met her before.
What?
you don't drink?
No, I gotta work tomorrow. I gotta see.
No. You don't drink at all.
That's
I
cool.
don't,
That's
dude.
your
I gotta
choice.
see
No,
alert.
and that's why I would like to hear his story on
That's
why
cool.
and why not.
Because I could
I
tell
just
this
don't,
man
bro.
was like sober.
I know, right?
I just knew you were.
So tell us your story on why you don't.
Because I
Drink.
just don't, bro.
Why?
You
Give
know
a
this is
reason.
like-
You can't just say
You
no.
don't like it?
Have you
It's
ever
not my
tried
thing,
it?
bro. It's not my thing.
Look, he just gave you a question. Answer.
Have you
No,
ever?
I mean I have some sake.
Here's the thing,
but I
though.
never
You're
got,
being
like, super
attacky. Your
drunk
tone
and
is
shit.
very
God.
attacky.
Yeah.
It's just-
Can
I
we
was-
just
I don't
ask
know,
him
it's
like
just
one on
that
one? Like, hey,
every
Joey,
time I
what's
walk
going on?
outside,
Because he's
it's
not
just-
answering the question.
people
That's
just
why.
sometimes mess with me, bro.
So
Okay.
have you ever been like totally wasted,
Nah,
throwing
bro.
up like this? Shit.
Hey.
Nah,
Wait,
no, bro.
Dude,
No,
our
I mean, I
conversation
get-
is
what's
with
up?
everybody.
I know, but he's asked.
No,
I have two
because
heads.
To everybody.
It's crazy.
I don't have two
to see
heads,
the
bro.
mindset of
I wanna-
someone
I
who
wanna
doesn't
hear
drink,
what's
but
going on.
like
We all
you know
wanna
what I'm
hear
saying,
what's
like,
going
to
on.
be to live that sober life. You know.
Wait, so
I mean, yeah, marijuana when I was in the band, but like not too much.
Yeah,
It was
but
for
that's not alcohol.
inspiration. Yeah,
So,
it wasn't
but,
my
like-
thing.
no,
It was
but
never my thing, bro.
wait, hold up. Well, why not? Like,
What do you mean, why not?
why you never at least tried? That's why. Like,
I did.
oh, you
But
did.
it wasn't like I never drank the whole. It wasn't my thing, dude.
Okay, how much were you able to drink?
I don't
When you
remember. I
You don't even know it was like a little-
But I was like, this is not my thing.
And then
Maybe
that's
get
it.
some sakis. Like I got some sake though.
Oh.
But that's about it.
So you do drink then?
But not like to a point like a Jesus Lopez level. Like not your level, dude.
Which we're gonna hear all about that soon.
And it comes with food, sushi.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so
I
never
mean,
mind.
I got fucked up off of sake before.
Really?
Yeah.
But if you
Shots
don't drink,
after
we
shots
respect that.
after
I just
shots.
want to know if there's a reason why. I'm just curious. It's just
my
not your thing.
So
That's
it's
cool.
just,
It's never my thing, bro.
but you like sake though.
Yeah, but I don't get
Hot-
like
hot-
drunk.
Let him just.
Oh, wait,
It's
no,
not
no,
his
no.
Yeah,
thing.
it's like
Hold up. I just
hold
want to know.
up,
Is
hold
it
up.
hot or cold sake?
Either way, I think I had a cold most of the times.
But have you tried the
I
hot?
should.
No, you
I
shouldn't.
should. Why
Yeah,
not?
because you'll get fucked up. That's
Especially
what fucked
if
me up.
But it's traditional.
even if you mix, hold on, even if you mix sake with beer, it'll mess you up bad.
No. Yeah. Well, I guess the reason I don't like get drunk because like my uncle is like a good example of like getting drunk.
Wait, so okay,
And that's probably since I was a kid, since I was like 6. Even though he never like hit me or anything, like I see him do some crazy violent shit, and I was like, if that what it does to you, it's like I don't think I want it. I'm hanging with the potheads, dude.
That makes perfect sense.
Wait,
that makes perfect sense.
Okay, how many sakes do you take?
Dude,
What's your limit?
I'm not hardcore at that. It's like,
No, but like
3, 2.
Oh, okay, so
Like,
you'll just go and take
yeah.
2 or 3. That's
Dude,
it.
you know me since we were high school.
No, I don't.
Yes,
I do.
know you.
But
you
the
know
audience
me.
doesn't know, so that's what we're just.
Yeah,
just
don't
trying
look
to-
at me.
I'm
like-
looking at you.
There's too much
You know
history
me,
here.
bro.
I don't-
Anyways. All right, J-Rock, your story.
Shit. Damn. Fuck. Damn, fuck. Shit. I'm going
What
through a
is
whole
going
bunch of shit right now. Vegas. One time
Vegas.
me and my friends, we were in Vegas. Like, I think it was, New Year's Eve. New Year's Eve, we went to Vegas, and I got too fucked up. And, like, we were taking shots of Ciroc
Damn.
back to back. And we didn't have, like, the regular bottle of Ciroc. We had, like, the store bottle. Like, the shit's, like, literally, like, this fucking big. Like, you know? So we were taking shots of Ciroc, Henny, and Patron. And by the time I say, 10 o'clock, I passed the fuck out in the bathroom. I was passed out.
Wait, what time did you guys started drinking?
We were drinking on the way there.
What time was that though?
I want to say like 6, 7.
It's a long trip.
Nah, it's like I got a 2-3 hour like drive.
It's still pretty long though. Anyways,
yeah, nah. So it was like I'm gonna say like 6, 7. So like we were drinking on the way there.
so you guys,
So like when we got to the hotel, we started drinking.
so
next thing-
in 4 hours basically you got.
Fucked up bad. Fucked up really bad. I didn't know my limit at this time. Mind you, I was like young, dumb, and you know. So
How was the morning like?
Huh?
How was that like the morning after or
the morning
that same
after.
day?
Let me finish the story. Let me
Oh,
finish
okay.
the story. There is no morning to the story.
Jump
Whoa.
in the gun. Jump in the gun.
Yeah,
Yeah, I got- it
Let
got
me
too-
finish the
it got too
story.
interesting.
So, like apparently, like I passed out and I didn't know what the fuck was going on. I wake up, no one's around me. I'm like, what the fuck? Mind you, this is New Year's Eve, so this is around like I say, I wake up at like 11:45, 11:50. Next thing you know, I just start seeing fireworks out the fucking the hotel window going off. So I was like, fuck it. You know what I'm saying? They be back soon. You know what I'm saying? I got dressed. I had a monkey suit. I had a costume and shit. Had a costume with a monkey and a fucking suit. They come back in. They're like, yo, party's over. Shit's done. I was like, what the fuck? Like, they're like, yo. Like, they came in and I was just like, yeah, I was faded. I'm sorry. I was fully dressed in a fucking monkey suit. Sorry. Yeah, sorry. But yeah,
So you missed the whole party?
I missed everything. I was drunk as fuck, passed out. Hold on. All right, for sure.
Reminds me how I got drunk this past weekend and I missed the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
I think I gotta do some work right now.
You gotta go to work?
Nah, not go to work, but I gotta do something.
Yeah, do something.
Okay, handle your business.
All right. So I
Let's
guess,
hear your story.
I guess my it's so funny though because weird things happen in Vegas. I went to Vegas for what was it, my sister's birthday, 21st. So you know, she's turning 21. So we decided, you know, let's get fucked up in Vegas. We go and we started drinking. I don't know how many. I think I had like a cup or two, and out of nowhere, I'm like, I should just get on the wall and twerk.
You were twerking? You know how to twerk?
You got
have-
Can you show us right now how you twerk? Please.
Nope. Anyways. So fast forward basically. So
That's cold.
So I said that, and I went with my I went with my sister and my cousin, and they're like, you know what, we got money. Let's give you money while you do that. And I'm like, all right. And they're like, all right. And they start taking out their bills. They start taking out ones, 20, whatever. They count it up first to see how much they're gonna start throwing, because they don't want me to take the money. So I go ahead and basically, yeah, I kind of like made a scene. There's a video out there capturing every moment that I'm not gonna allow that to.
I would like to see that video.
No, there's no way.
So you're stripping, like you're getting.
You're stripping.
No,
twerking.
I'm twerking basically.
No, you're stripping because they're throwing you
You're
money.
getting money thrown at you.
Why did you keep the money though?
Why wouldn't you keep the money?
Because they took it after. That's what they were. That was why they were counting.
So you were
the money.
volunteering.
I was performing. Hold on.
No, bro.
Hold on. Hold on. Wait. I was performing art, and I was.
That was art?
I was being given that
That's
sensory.
earliest art.
No,
You liked
but,
it.
No, but that's basically like my story. Like, you know.
You didn't want to talk about all the rookie fouls that you did last week.
No, we
And
do
that's why
not.
you didn't show up to the
Okay,
creative
all
gallery.
right. You know, okay, fine. Another story. All right, I went to a wedding and I got fucked up off of Jack and Coke. I went ahead. I had like 6 or 7 cups of drink. I lost count.
He went to pregame and he got wasted during the pregame.
I went.
Which is rookie, dude.
I went to a wedding and I pregame for the wedding, and I was at the wedding to pregame for your gallery art event going on, and I just lost control, I guess, and I got fucked up, and I didn't end up seeing your whole art display.
Yes, which hurtful,
Which
damaging.
I apologize.
You should apologize.
You just ain't got no record.
Thank you. Thank you.
Should never
And
make
you-
a promise. You know?
Never make a promise. Never trust a poncho promise.
Poncho.
Wow. I mean,
That's where we're at now.
if I had food in my stomach, I would have been good.
And you didn't eat either.
Yeah, I didn't. That was a mistake. And there was a McDonald's like right across, and the
A
gas
mess.
station like I
Whenever I want to
didn't.
get
A
fucked
mess.
up, I don't eat.
But see, that's a calculated move. You calculated that.
No, but at the same time, around that same time, I was already full because I had eaten before. Like I had a big plate, and I'm like, I should be good, but still, I should have had some food in my stomach. But yeah, that's
All
basically.
right, well, you're forgiven. Let's
Okay.
move on. You're forgiven.
Thank you. I
Forgiven.
bless the Lord. All right. Well, actually, you know what? Since J Rock is out for a while, we do have apparently a special guest, right?
Mr. Kurt.
Mr. Kurt.
Kurt, you jump on in, my friend. You got a story to tell us?
What mic do I use? This
This
mic?
You can use that mic over there.
All right.
I'll go around.
Let me
Yeah.
get over there.
Kurt. Everybody.
Bro.
Yeah, everyone gets a fair share around here.
That's
Okay,
right.
all
Everybody
right,
gets
all
the
right.
2 cents in.
Right.
You want some
25
Hennessy
cents.
Crip?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
So you can have the choice. You can have raw, or with
What's that?
blackberry reserve. This shit that is disgusting, but good with crepe.
Man, I'll take
Or
whatever.
just plain.
I know it's delicious, so it don't even matter.
Right.
My boy
Hey,
French.
I want the jam.
He's gonna tell his alcohol
Automatic.
story real quick.
Yeah.
All right.
Share
So,
his 2
all right,
cents.
let's get back on track. Your little story.
Oh, my little story. I don't really got a story. Back when I was a kid, I didn't even know that children couldn't even touch liquor. And my parents used to have me and my little brother make their drinks. We used to mix gin and juice.
No.
Really tall
That's
glasses.
crazy.
And I remember I used to sniff the gin and be like, "Whoa, this smells horrible."
That's what we all think when we first do that.
Exactly. And then I ran away from home like at 16, and I started drinking for the first time like right out in 10th grade. We used to go on beer runs. My homies taught me all about the life. It was great.
That's a nice life, though.
And we drink Borski's, bullshit ass.
Borski's?
Excuse me.
No.
Not bullshit, but Borski's, the low grade vodka. We used to go all the way to CVS and get that mess. But there was a time where I used to live in Hollywood in high school, where I was back in the punk days.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we used to get fucked up all the time. Even show up to school fucked up, but somehow just be
Still
straight. But I guess the craziest thing I ever done when I was drunk was I set a car on fire once right across the street from Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles.
Oh shit!
Wow.
If you were there that night, you know who started it.
The one in Hollywood. The one in Hollywood. Yeah, he was in a parking lot, and I don't know. I just set it on fire. I lit some like papers through it in the window. Then the cops actually rolled up too, and asked us because I sat there like a crazy person and like watched it burn. And then they like rode up to me, "Hey sir, do you know who did this?" And I was just like, "No, actually I don't at all." It just happened and it was amazing.
I hear arsons like to sit around and watch their fires burn.
Yeah, I think so.
But
yeah.
shouldn't be that close to the.
Hey, well, they obviously didn't suspect me. I was the perfect suspect.
That's a good way to end this little story.
Got an arson in the house. Drunk arson.
All right,
Glad to know
so
you. I didn't know that about you,
drinking-
Kurt.
all right,
New
so
levels of
our
understanding.
community. All right, so now to continue. The
Are we checking on? We got crepes going on, guys. We're passing them around. You're like looking. You're like, hey. You want chocolate?
No, hold on. He got to focus.
Nutella. Yeah. I'm good.
Sorry, this is a serious topic, and I'm eating crepes.
Right. We should be drinking than eating.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
Okay, multitask.
Okay, so the way,
There's alcohol in the crepe too.
Yeah.
obviously, okay, so obviously I'm someone that I'm not anti-alcohol. I'm sitting here drinking a beer.
Which is nice.
Yeah, but I am someone that will criticize beer in my community and alcohol in general, because when you have people who are like emotionally going through a lot of things, when people are stressed out, abusing alcohol is very easy. And I know that where I came from, which is a Latino community in MacArthur Park, I grew up seeing a lot of alcohol abuse, and it was not pretty. It was the gateway for fights. It was the gateway for sexual abuse. It was the gateway for gang violence. It was really, and it was very damaging to our community. Unfortunately, our father passed away, because he was an alcoholic. It was one of the reasons why the accident that killed him happened. So yeah, like, we drink alcohol, but I'm fully aware that in poor communities and in struggling communities, it's been like very, very damaging and hurtful.
But that's the thing too. How it affects someone. You can't just let alcohol control you. Basically, it's not supposed to be like a solution to.
Well, that's easy for you to say because you're like sitting here comfy, but when someone's depressed, or when someone's drowning in debt, and they just want to forget the reality.
No,
like
I can say that because I've done that too. I have all these problems piling up, and I go and drink. Just for like relief, basically stress out.
Stress free. But even that's not. I mean, that people would argue that that's not healthy for you to deal with your.
And that's why I was saying what I said, that you shouldn't go to that for a solution. There's other things you can do. It's not a solution.
It's not a solution. It's for recreation.
But it's a human nature. Human nature is in, like, when we get depressed or when we get down or whatever the fuck it is. We try to find something to cope with it.
But the thing is,
and then that thing can become deadly.
No, but that's why. Okay, but if you're gonna go ahead and drink, and that's gonna be your solution for that thing, then try and control it. That's basically it's fine. Everyone can drink. It's not.
No, of course. I'm not saying I'm not promoting not drinking. Obviously,
okay, I know there's kids that out there drinking like 15, 17, 19, like. The limit is that 21. You can start at 21 to drink, but
that's
people
the
do
law.
it. But people still do it. But the thing is, And the thing is, you have to just
That's crazy.
be careful how you're handling stuff.
Yeah, of course, but here's the thing: when you're in a low income area, there's also those are the areas that they flood with alcohol. That there's a liquor store in every corner.
Right.
I mean, that's the most readily accessible thing. Instead of a counselor, which is an impossible thing to get, a bottle of something is much easier to get than those two things. And that's the problem, is that like it's not a very balanced situation where they hand you bottles of alcohol, but they'll take away healthcare, they'll take away mental health, they'll take away all these resources that people need, and they put people under so much pressure that they go to alcohol, and fuck it, we're the ones that die. We're the ones that die.
Like a low-key genocide.
Yeah, it's a low-key genocide.
It's a low-key
genocide in our neighborhoods
Right.
for that reason.
Right.
Along with the law.
Right.
Cigarettes, everything. It's
Anything that's a
literally-
killer, they push it down our throats.
Quote unquote,
Right?
that's a
But
poison.
we're not supposed to go ahead and just be like, all right, this is good for us. No, we have to know the limits. Like, you have to take care of yourself.
People are not
If they're
educated
feeding you stuff like that, then okay, you know what? Let me take this slow and see what happens.
See, but it takes that person to know that own person's limits.
Yeah.
Because trust me, like when that
Some
story,
people don't know that.
like that story
Yeah,
wasn't
they're
it. When I told you about the story
Yeah,
in
they
Vegas,
do it.
I wasn't
Yeah.
done. Like a whole bunch of shit happened in Vegas. Like literally, it was like hangover type shit. Like,
No, and
like
And I'm talking about also our parents and the generation that came before us who knew or didn't have as many conversations about alcohol like we are having, and we educate ourselves and we talk to each other. But like our parents, like they went through a lot. They didn't have as much information as us, and they fell victim. They fell victim to a lot of that stuff, and that came on to us. So we grew up watching that alcohol abuse, and
it's just a ongoing cycle. Like there's always gonna be the same thing going on every year, like every generation. Like it's
I don't think it's always gonna go on. I think the people need to stand up and create balanced neighborhoods
it's
and better healthcare systems.
That's why it's gonna continue going until someone decides to actually put a stop.
Take a shot.
We gotta change it though, because alcohol just gained a new level again for like millennials with the "turn up" slogan. It just like got like reiterated in a lot of people's heads. Like turning up is like the thing now.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Like we just have to.
That's why I like the French though. This is why I like the French. I mean, I'm not trying to say that the French don't get fucked up, but they'll appreciate an alcohol. They'll like sit there and zip on it and savor it and understand it and have it mixed with the food, and you know what I mean? Like they do it in a different type of way. But like they have a different cultural perspective on alcohol, and I think that that's part of what needs to change is the way we culturally perceive alcohol.
No, and that's the thing. And that's a good example. We just have to like savor it, like savoring moments. Like you just have to, make it last. And I feel like drinking just down the whole drink.
Yeah.
I mean that's what
Well, we need to do that, and then we need the government not to be such fucking assholes about it.
Right. Let little kids drink. 5-year-olds.
I'm about to be the most I'm trying to turn this into a positive.
Positive, bro.
But most of the best shit has come from people drunk. Like most of the best deals.
No, and
off of alcohol.
No, the reason why,
like some of your best stories have come from alcohol.
And,
and
the reason
And
behind
many of the ones we have forgotten.
Exactly. That too.
No,
that too.
But the thing about that too is when they say when you're drinking, like honesty comes out. So a lot of knowledge comes out. Like a lot of good stuff comes out. Like positivity comes out of it, but at the same time,
and a lot of
like
negativity. Let's not bullshit.
No, yeah.
A lot of negativity.
Yeah,
if you take it too far, people
Speaking
get
of drinking,
negative.
man,
It-
my brother got to pay for a beer. Can I get a beer?
Yeah.
I don't think I'm trying to go this deep.
Oh, babe, we got beer. You got home crates.
Right here, dude.
Oh wait, nobody put them in the
This,
fridge.
hopefully it's still cold. Pass
You're a
me.
peep at beer?
No, well that.
Grab the one I wanted.
Can I have another one too? No, I'm for drinking, and it can be a positive thing. And of course, many philosophers, many philosophers and artists were under the influence when they were creating their works of art. And that's why, of course, I never want to prohibit beer and alcohol, but it's also something that's also easily gets turned against us. So we need to be wary. We need to be aware of what's going on. So that's my response to that question. What is your response to that question, my friend?
I don't know about that.
You haven't seen it impact? No, but he can still look around his neighborhood and see how alcohol is impacting him.
I mean, I live down the street. It's pretty like.
Where he lives.
I do marijuana, but that's about it.
Yeah, but I'm asking like your community is Los Angeles.
Hood. Like I just grew up like around.
Have you ever heard of alcohol impacting Los Angeles or your community?
I mean, I've seen it when I go there with my grandma and stuff. Like, I would forget like all that.
So, what is your vice? I should ask you. What is your vice? What is your vice?
That's interesting.
We all have a vice. We all have one. If it's alcohol, marijuana, crack,
the thing that you indulge in.
Hoes.
Porno.
We all have a fucking vice. Like, it's human nature to have a vice. What is your vice?
That was a good answer.
Question. Good question.
I never really heard that word before.
So we're telling you what
I'm
it is.
learning some new words here. This is interesting.
This is a mess. Listen.
Anyways.
Because you don't drink, you don't smoke, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't. You know what I'm saying?
You know, food can be a vice if you overdo it.
Probably. Fast food.
Fast food?
Fast food was my best, I guess.
Okay. So.
Yeah, I think that was. I don't know if you still. That's your vice. I don't know if you quit.
I mean, like you can.
All right, we're gonna end this. We're gonna end this.
Wait, J-Rock. How has it impacted your community?
What, alcohol?
Yes.
Oh, severely.
Tell us about it.
Start with malt liquor.
My life story. My pops died when my dad was 12 off of alcohol abuse. Alcohol abuse, and the whole time he's telling me, like, while I was growing up, he's telling me like, you're just gonna be like your grandfather, drunk and dead by your best friend is gonna shoot you, blah 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 blah, just because like he was 12 and he saw his dad going through alcohol abuse, and he saw that route. I guess he saw that route that I was going around. Mind you, I don't let it get that far. I know that's not gonna be me. I don't let it get that far. I don't, you have control basically. Yeah, I have control over it. I don't let it get to the point where where it quits on me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that's what I said earlier in the reference. Like because there's a point where you use your substance so much where it'll start quitting on you, and you're feeling alone, lonely, and you're like, what the fuck's going on? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that feel good feeling starts going away.
Yeah.
Starts flipping on you.
Yeah, I don't let it quit on me. I know when to stop. I know when to be like, all right, I know this is becoming a problem. I know where I need to stop, because, I kind of been, quote unquote, been through this shit before. Yeah.
Spoken like a true alcoholic.
Yeah. I know where it could take me, and I know where it can, where it can bring me. So plain and simple, like, that's how alcohol problem is in my life. Mind you, I have been drinking. I have been not smoking, but,
everyone's been drinking.
I'm faded.
Aren't we all?
But that's the fucking truth. Like, the truth comes out when you've been drinking.
Truth comes out. That's right. I get drunk, but I don't get fucked up.
Nah.
That's right.
All right.
Okay.
So I guess that's.
What about you?
Oh, I mean, you guys basically said the same thing, like that. I was gonna say, but it's just, I mean, just controlling basically. Like, I feel like there's no controlling within the community about, like, controlling your vice or your, like, any addiction. Like, basically, like, if you're drinking, just drink responsibly. Like, don't go ahead and let that be your solution.
Sure.
Even, let's say you ended a relationship. That's no reason for you to start drinking because you missed the person or something.
Maybe
like that.
one night you might have to get that out. Maybe you
might
need to get that out.
Okay,
that happens though.
Okay, wait, wait. One night. Okay, one
might be the night you need.
Okay, will you continue drinking your whole life just because of that?
Well, no.
Okay,
But
but that's why.
Yeah.
Okay, there's a time limit how long you can go drinking like that.
It's called control. It's called like getting off your ass and really doing something.
And that's what I'm trying to say. Like, you have to control what you're doing, control how much you're drinking or whatever you're like. It's not.
Just handle your scandal.
Yeah,
Handle your scandal. I like that. Handle your scandal, people.
Hashtag.
Handle your scandal. Kurt, do you want to tell us something about how it's impacted your community?
Mine?
Yeah.
How it's impacted my community? Well,
Yeah.
to be honest, like, you know, like my beef starts in malt liquor. A lot of people hate malt liquor, like Mickey's, 211, Old English. You know, like, I didn't really drink none of that in high school. A lot of other people did, so, you know, I kind of messed with that in these years. I'm 25. And it tastes like garbage. You know, when you do your history on it, it's like you really can't figure out who's making it, and it's only really distributed in the poor neighborhoods. You know, and then also with the thing about, you know...
That's true. You don't see it in the fancy neighborhoods.
You don't.
It's only in the poor neighborhoods.
And you can't really find out where it's come from, you know, and like malt liquor obviously kills you a lot faster. And when you go through certain neighborhoods, like for my instance, I live in Carson, or if you go through like Compton, certain areas, you can literally find gangs of older folks who just chill on bus stops all day and get fucked up off of Old English and 211 all day from start to day. I mean, and you know, and it makes you wonder, because I talk to people on crack, I talk to people on all kind of things. It makes you wonder what they went through, because they went through a different life than we did. You know, things were different, and it's sad because to me, you know, I'm not saying they're quitters, but they kind of gave up, some of those people, you know, and it's like, yeah, it's sad, you know, like there's been about 4 times so far that I've been living in Carson this whole year. 4 times where I've gone home like around 10 o'clock at night or whatever, and literally helped a man up off the ground drunk as shit. Like, I took a dude all the way to his house. His head was busted. And, you know, I had a beer in my hand, not even opened it yet. And I was like, fuck, should I even drink this? Like,
yeah, like, now
you know,
you're
but
just
I know
like,
I'm not going to get hammed.
Yeah.
So it was cool. But it was still sad, you know, because, like, the lady at the gas station is just looking like, okay, there's this fucked up dude on the ground, and I'm like on my bike, and I just pull over me like, hey, bro, like, whoa, didn't know I was that strong, but like carried the guy all the way to his damn house. But you know,
that's the crazy shit about it. Is like there's some people out there that just, I don't want to say don't give a fuck, but they just let it consume them, and it becomes what they really are, yeah. So it's like,
I just feel like in this country we're not taking care of the mental health and the emotional health of the citizenship, and then people completely collapse under this pressure, and there's no help. And I feel like, again, people end up just fucked up on the street, and then we have people, again, I'm not trying to say you're saying it, but people just call them quitters. They're not trying hard enough. But in reality, when you have all these things stacked up against you and there is no real help, you're going to turn to the malt liquor, that Old English, on that bus stop. Because that's the only way to escape. And we turn to escapism.
Sorry about that.
Anyway, so final thoughts.
Some good crap.
crepe.
I don't even know.
I'm enjoying myself right now. It's Friday night.
Drink responsibly? Like, I don't.
Drink responsibly.
Yeah,
Final thought, J-Rock. Besides
Nutella.
Exactly.
Nutella.
Just don't let it take over, you know?
You Pancho, what do you want?
Don't let it take over.
Justice to all poor neighborhoods so that we get good food, less alcohol, and more health care. Woo! Kurt, that final thought.
If you ever come across somebody very inebriated, which means, you know, the technical term for fucked up, always remember that usually that person got problems, like realistic problems that we all have. You know, there ain't no person out here who just gets fucked up for no reason.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, we do.
Some people do.
Oh, the French
You got-
do.
the
But
rich-
everybody else in America is getting fucked up.
The rich do. Hey.
Anyways, so that's about it.
That's a wrap.
First episode of the brand new 2 cents,
Sesh.
and everyone want to say goodbye, or
Bye.
Deuces out. Get some crepes.
Look at this amazing man.
Deuces.
Man, I just had me an amazing ass crate.